Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel Achieving Alpha and welcome back to another video. And in this particular one, we are going to talk about the best ELSS mutual funds in which you can invest your money to save on some taxes. Now tax planning is a really important aspect for every individual, specifically for people who are salaried like myself, and therefore it is very important to basically use the rules and the regulations effectively to save on taxes. So ELSS mutual funds are one of the ways to save taxes. Now I am by no means a tax expert, but it is just one of the ways in which you can invest your money not only to save on taxes but also for wealth creation. So let's begin. So what are ELSS first of all? So ELSS stands for Equity Linked Saving Schemes. These are one of the types of mutual funds and these are eligible for tax benefits under Section 80C of the Income Tax Act. And these are only applicable to the people following the old tax regime. I'm talking from an income tax perspective. Of course, anyone can invest in these mutual funds. But if you want to gain some redemption or some deduction in tax, then you have to fall under the old tax regime. So yes, what are these? They basically are mutual funds that have a minimum of 80% exposure to equity or basically stocks. And they have a minimum of 3 years of a lock-in period. And talking about the tax from the gains, so gains up to rupees 1 lakh are exempt from tax, but any gains above that are charged at a flat 10% tax rate. And one more thing, as these are mutual funds and these are basically equity mutual funds, so they are bound to be volatile. And as you must have heard that mutual funds are subject to market risk, and these being equity investments are definitely volatile and you cannot expect a fixed return. The return might be more, it might be less. It highly depends on the market cycle and the regime in which the market might be in that particular time frame. So yes, there is no upper limit to the amount that can be invested, although a maximum investment of rupees 1.5 lakh is eligible for tax relaxation. So to sum it up, it is not only a tax saving instrument but also a wealth generation instrument, and therefore one of the most preferred fund choices amongst a large majority of people, specifically people who are working individuals who don't have a lot of time to make out their investments and yet they want to save on taxes and earn some decent return on their capital in the long run. So before we begin, one short disclaimer that everything in this video is only for educational purposes. Please consult your financial advisor before making any investment decisions, and this by no means is an investment recommendation or anything like that. So what are some of the factors that I have considered to pick out these funds? So these are the primary factors that are taken into consideration. The first one is the expense ratio of that particular fund. Now it is always desirable to have a lower expense ratio, because even though expense ratio might be as low as 2 to 3%, but whenever you are counting that in the long run or on a large corpus, that can heavily impact your returns. So we try to select funds which have as low as an expense ratio which is possible. And then we have also considered the past returns or the kind of CAGR that that particular fund has given in the past. So that is another factor, but only considering the returns might not be the best way to evaluate a particular fund or a stock in that matter. So what we can do is we can have a look at the risk adjusted return. There are many metrics to basically consider the risk adjusted returns, but one of them is the Sharpe ratio. Now if you're not aware about Sharpe ratio, in short, it is the expected return of your portfolio divided by the standard deviation or the volatility. Now I do have a video on portfolio optimization. In that particular video, I have talked about the Sharpe ratio, so you can have a look at that. The third factor that we are considering, or the fourth factor that we are considering, is the fund manager experience. Now, of course, if you're investing your money heavily in a particular fund, you would want that the fund manager of that particular fund should be highly experienced and he should be highly qualified to manage your money. So that's another aspect. Then we'll also be talking about the fund size or the asset under management of that particular fund. We'll try to pick up funds which have a reasonably large amount of fund size or a large AUM. Then the next factor is going to be what is the portfolio or the asset allocation that that particular fund is investing into. So any fund that you're investing your money should basically focus on quality stocks, and majority of the investment should be into good companies. The last factor is going to be the company which is managing the fund itself. So whether the fund is being managed by some reputable organization like maybe Axis or HDFC or something like that. So that is also an important factor that we need to consider. So let's have a look at the funds now and try to understand that what are some of the investment options if you want to invest into ELSS mutual funds. So these are going to be the 5 funds about which we'll be talking about in this particular video. But I would highly advise you to not over diversify your mutual fund investments. That's a mistake that a lot of people do. So my suggestion would be that maybe you can pick up 3 out of these 5 funds which you are most comfortable with. So without further ado, let's start analyzing these funds one by one. So here I am on the Ticker Tape platform to analyze each one of these funds. So we'll start off with the Axis Long Term Equity Fund. So basically this investment checklist from Ticker Tape has most of the factors that we are looking for. So the first one is the returns. So yes, the fund has been able to generate better returns compared to most of its peers in the same category, that is the ELSS category. The expense ratio of the fund is significantly less, so that is favorable for us as an investor. The returns compared to FD definitely should be better if you are investing into equity, because that is more risky than an FD. So the return should also be high, and there are no red flags in the holdings which this particular fund has been investing into. So let's talk about some of the other things. So as mentioned, the fund size is also an important factor. So this fund has a fund size of over 34,370 crores, which is a large fund size. And it is a high risk investment. There is no doubt about that, because everything into equity is high risk. And if you have a look at the expense ratio, so the expense ratio is about 0.74%, which is a decent expense ratio. And the volatility is roughly about 15%. That is a standard deviation. What's good about this particular fund is the Sharpe ratio. So a Sharpe ratio of 2.95 is considered to be good. Anything above 1.5 is a decent Sharpe ratio. So again, on that front also, this fund is a good choice for a long-term investment. Let's talk about some of the other things. So basically, let's have a look at the portfolio and the fund manager of this particular fund. So if I show you the portfolio of this particular fund, so you will see that majority of the investment has been in IT. Then we have specialized finance and private banks. Then we also have retail and pharma. So one more thing that I have considered while selecting these funds is that some of these funds have a higher exposure towards IT. Some of them have a higher exposure towards bank and so on. So in this way, you're not only diversifying in each one of these funds, but you're also diversifying in the stocks that these funds are investing into. So let's talk about some of the majority holdings that this fund is investing into. So it has the highest investment into Bajaj Finance, which you might be aware is a really good stock for long term. Then it also has a decent investment in Avenue Supermarts, and I am very bullish on this stock in the long term. Then it has some investment in TCS, Info Edge, these are IT stocks. Then it has something into NBFCs, which is HDFC, and then Pharma, FMCG, and so on. So again, you can see that the fund is investing into good companies. So you can be assured and invest your money in this particular fund. Talking about the fund manager. So the fund manager is Mr. Jinesh Gopani. He has an asset under management of about 62,000 crores, and he has an experience of more than 10 years, which I think is a decent number of years of experience. So this is really good. You can invest in this particular fund to save on taxes and also expect your capital to grow by a reasonable amount. Talking about the 5-year CAGR, so this fund has given a CAGR of about 18.89%, which I believe is really good, because this is a decent CAGR for a 5-year investment. Talking about 3 years, so there has been a whopping CAGR of more than 25%, which is really good again. And in the last 1 year, thanks to the enormous bull run that we have observed in the markets, this fund has given a returns of a little over a 58%. So this is again great. And compared to its peers, again, it has been really giving a good CAGR. As you can see, the 3-year CAGR is quite good compared to these other funds. And again, the lifelong CAGR, that is the CAGR since the fund has been started, has again been really good. So again, this is one of those choices in which you can invest your money, and I'm really certain that this will not only help you save taxes, but also help you in your capital appreciation. Let's talk about the second ELSS fund, which is the Motilal Oswal Long-Term Equity Fund. So mostly the checklist is going to be the same. We'll only talk about the important stuff. So again, this has a low expense ratio of 0.73%, which is good. The Sharpe ratio in this case is again really better than the previous one, which is 3.15, which is a really good Sharpe ratio. The only drawback I'd see here is the asset under management, which is less compared to the Axis long-term equity fund. But still, this is a decent asset under management, and you can trust the name because it's Motilal Oswal. Let's talk about some of their holdings that they have in this particular fund. So again, you will see that the Axis long-term fund had a good exposure to IT, but Motilal Oswal long-term equity fund has a good exposure to private banks. And in this way, you can see that we are diversifying our investments quite well. Talking about some of the holdings, so they have a really good stake in ICICI Bank, about 8.5%. SBI, they have 5.5% of stake. then Jubilant FoodWorks, Larsen & Toubro, Chola Finance, Axis Bank, and so on. So again, this is one of those funds in which you can invest your money and just relax. So these are their fund managers. Again, these are basically the two fund managers having about 8 and 6 years of experience respectively. And the AUM for Mr. Abhirup Mukherjee is again a decent size, that is more than 28,000 crores. So again, another really good choice for you to invest your money in. Let's talk about the third one, that is Mirae Tax Saver Asset Fund. So again, the checklist is doing really great. Let's quickly have a look at the expense ratio. You will see that the expense ratio for this particular fund is really good. It's even less than 0.5%, which is really great. The Sharpe ratio is again really good. So you can see that this is really favorable from both of these perspectives. That is, the expense ratio is also less and the Sharpe ratio is the highest in the three funds that we have seen. Also, the fund size or the AUM basically is a large one. That is more than 9,400 crores. And this is again really one of the great choices for you to invest your money in. Talking about the portfolio, so again, they have a really good exposure to private banks, more than 22%. And talking about some of the holdings, so you will see HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank, Infosys, Axis Bank, State Bank of India, TCS, Bharti Airtel, and so on. So again, a really good choice for you to invest your money in this particular fund as well. Let's talk about the last two and wrap this particular video up. So the next one is going to be SBI Long Term Equity Fund. So we'll again have a look at that. This passes on the investment checklist by ticker tape. And again, the expense ratio is a little high for this one. So you can think if you want to invest your money in this particular fund or not, because the expense ratio will definitely hamper your returns in the long run if that is drastically high. The Sharpe ratio is okayish. It's above 3, so it's good. The only drawback here is the expense ratio, which is more than 1.23%. So you got to be very careful when you're picking a mutual fund for investment, because expense ratio is something which maybe a lot of people do not realize, but it could seriously affect their returns in the long run. Talking about their holdings, so again, they have pretty balanced here. So private banks, they have around 12.27% exposure. IT, they have around 10.37%. So again, these are some of the holdings. Again, these are blue chip stocks, as you can see for yourself. Let's talk about the last fund, that is DSP Tax Saver Fund. Now talking about this one, so the expense ratio is kind of okay. It's 0.81%, but look at that Sharpe ratio. It's 3.48, which is magnificent in my particular opinion. Let's quickly have a look at their holdings. So again, they have their majority investment in private banks, followed by IT, followed by finance. And to name some of these stocks, these are ICICI Bank, HDFC Bank, Infosys, Axis Bank, State Bank of India, Bharti Airtel, and so on. So again, these are good stocks and blue chip companies for long-term investment, and you can certainly consider investing in this particular fund as well. Now I realized I missed out on the 3-year CAGR. So here is a summary for you, which basically summarizes everything. So these are the 5 funds and their respective 3-year CAGR. Why 3 year? Because the minimum lock-in period is 3 years. Of course, you can choose to stay invested for long term, and I recommend that you do that. But anyways, these are the 3-year CAGR, and you can definitely compare the Sharpe ratio, because that is important. Because getting returns is not really important. What risk you took to obtain that particular return is much important for me. So yes, please do your own study before investing in any of these funds. Once again, this is not an investment recommendation or an advice. This is purely for educational purposes, and I hope that this particular video helped you pick up some of these ELSS funds in which you can park your money to save your taxes and also be involved in the process of wealth creation. So yes, this is it for this video then. It took up a lot of effort to research about these particular funds and then compile it into one single video. So I would highly appreciate that you press the like button if you gain something out of this. And if you're new here and coming here for the first time, subscribe to this channel for more such videos related to investment and trading. So yes, this is it for this particular video then. Thank you so much for sticking around till the end. Have a good day. Take care and bye-bye.